walking floor works? I don't think so. Too old for this crap. So, how does a walking floor trailer work? Say hello to Lil Red. Like our truck, Lil Red. Let's talk about it. But first, let's get her loaded. All right, now we got this thing loaded. Let's roll this tarp over. And let's get this load to the dairy. Of course, tarp don't want to operate. Coordinate. The tarp does not want to cooperate this morning. There we go. Let's get this thing to the dairy. And go feed some dairy cows. Got that cow chow on demand. And we'll talk about the whole operation of these walking floors and how they operate. All right, walking floors, live bottoms, shuffle floors. There's a lot of names for them, y'all. Another name: walking floor, live bottom, live floor, shuffle floor. Like I said, there are a lot of names for these types of trailers, and it don't necessarily have to be a walking floor or a shuffle floor like this one to be considered a live bottom. You also have belt trailers, and You know, we have a belt trailer too that we use as well, and they both have their advantages and disadvantages. A belt trailer, the advantage to a belt trailer is that, man, you can unload your product like that. You can unload 50,000 pounds, 25 tons of cottonseed in about 3 or 4 minutes, just lickety split. Whereas a walking floor like this takes 7 to 8 minutes. It's either way, neither one of them. I missed a gear there. Forgot I'll put her in the low side. But either way, they both unload rather quick. A belt trailer, you can also stack up your load a little better, pile it up a little better, where a walking floor will kind of, once it pushes out so much, it'll quit pushing, and you got to move forward a little bit to give it a little bit of play to where it can start kicking more product out. This particular walking floor has a Keith floor in it, which is a brand, Keith walking floors. The trailer is a Wilkins trailer. It is this one is a 48 foot by 102 wide by 13 foot tall, I believe. So I can get, with this truck, I can get close to 50,000 pounds on it and be legal at 84,000 pounds. So 25 tons of cottonseed. You can move all kinds of products in these trailers. You can move, you know, cottonseed. You can move feed pellets. You can move grains. You can move fertilizers. You can move square bales of hay, and pretty neat. We've also moved the big totes of peanut planting seed. And while I'm talking about all this, I'll be throwing examples up right here on the screen. So it's pretty neat, and you can load these with a forklift off the back end. And these floors, you can either walk stuff off or you can walk stuff on. It has a valve back there. This particular trailer is a 2-switch valve. One valve operates either running the product off or running it on. The other valve controls just turning the floor off and on. Now what operates the walking floor? Does it run off of air? Nope. Does it run off of magic fairy dust? Nope. It runs off of hydraulics, a wet kit. And for some of you that might not know what a wet kit is, I'll give you just a quick rundown what a wet kit is. A wet kit is a hydraulic system that is mounted to your truck, or sometimes trailers have a pony kit set on them. But we're going to talk about the one that's mounted on my particular truck here. The PTO is a gearbox that is mounted to the bottom of the transmission. It's about this big around or so. It has a pump mounted to it, a hydraulic pump mounted to it, which has a suction side and a pressure side coming out. We have lines coming in. Then back here on the side of the frame rail, we have on this particular truck, we got a 30-gallon reservoir, hydraulic reservoir. So to engage the pump, we have a switch right here. It's an air switch. Push in your clutch, flip that air switch. That air sends air down to the gearbox on the bottom of the transmission, the PTO. That PTO has a fork in it. It's air actuated. It'll push that gear drive over and lines it up with the transmission gears, and it makes that PTO turn. Well, when the PTO starts turning, it will in turn turn the hydraulic pump. Then the hydraulic pump, of course, will suck hydraulic fluid in and push it out with pressure coming out. The pressure will go back to a fitting back here behind my sleeper. Got 2 fittings back here. I got a pressure side and a return side. Well, the pressure side will go into the trailer, and on a walking floor, you have three cylinders on there that one of the three will go at a time. So this trailer has 26 slats on it, and every third slat pretty much will move when it's trying not to move all the product at once. It will move 3 at a time, or 1/3 of the slats, not 3, 1/3 of the slats at a time. So if it's kicking off, let's just say to the front of the trailer here, front of the truck, rear of the truck, it will bring 1/3 of the slats up, then another third of the slats up, and then the last third of the slats up. Once they've all hit the front of the trailer, then all 26 of them will come back at one time, and that moves the product back. And it just does that in succession. 1, 2, 3, move. 1, 2, 3, move. It does that in succession, just constantly moving it back until you get your product unloaded. Then the hydraulic fluid is then sent back out to the return line on the front of the trailer and comes into the return fitting behind the sleeper back there. Goes through the hydraulic filter and back into the reservoir. I also have a cooling system on this on my hydraulic setup here, but you really don't have to use it with a walking floor because it's just pushing fluid in a cylinder. It's not generating heat. Now when I have my wet kit hooked up to a tanker where it's spinning a motor to turn a pump, then you create a lot of heat within that hydraulic system, and therefore you got to have a cooling system. So that's just a quick example of how a wet kit works. And of course I'll throw some graphics. I had some graphics up here hopefully to kind of explain it and show it. So so we get over here to get unloaded here in a minute. I'm gonna get a little video of it kicking it off, and we'll talk more about it, and we'll talk more about the trailer, the components, what's what, and how we use it. So I had a couple of folks asking on social media how a walking floor trailer works, so figured we'd make this quick video and check it out. So we're gonna get on down the road here. We got about 90 miles to go, so get over here to the dairy and let's get her kicked off. Alright guys, we're pulling into the commodity barn here. As you can see here just in a second, they have a lot of cottonseed in here already. It is about to come into frame right there. It's always a tight turnaround in this place. All right, we gotta get backed up to the pile and I'll explain everything when we get backed up here. All right, so when we first get in here, we got to open our doors up. You can see all the cottonseed piled up here. We're going to try to stack it as high as we can to keep out of the way of their soy holes here and give them room to get in. Set the camera down right quick. Get these doors pinned back. You always want to pin back your doors good. That way when the seed's coming out, if your door's straight out, don't try to get in between there. I've seen them take a door off before just because of the pressure it puts on the door while you're trying to unload. Pin the door back. Like so. All right, now we'll run back up to the truck, back on up to the pile a little bit, get as far back as we can. Get as far back as we can here. All right, we're up into the pile pretty good there. Now, all you have to do, push in your clutch pedal, your PTO switch, and engage our wet kit, engage our hydraulics. Come back here to the trailer. We got two valves back here. This first valve here is the off-on switch to turn the floor off and on. This one right here reverses it. So right now we got it pulled out. When you got it pulled out, it'll send your cottonseed out the back. If you push it in, it'll make the trailer reverse direction and go the other way. So let's go ahead and kick the trailer on. You can see the floor moving under here. Come back here, you see the product coming off. Now I will get back in the truck here in a minute and I'll idle it up to 1,000, 1,200 RPM so we can kick it off faster, but you can just idle it off too. But you can see it coming off really, really good there. So we're gonna go ahead and kick this off. That's just how it starts, and I'm gonna get some component videos here so y'all can kind of see what's up with that. Idle the truck up here, take our cruise control, bumper cruise up, release the parking brake. Now the truck will roll forward on its own as it's pushing the seat out. You can see our wet kit here. This is our pressure line. This is our return line. Okay, it stopped rolling. Thought the truck was going to keep rolling there for a minute. Got pressure going in. Return coming out. Of course, there's our hydraulic reservoir, our cooling fan. Get under here, here's your pressure and return lines here. Your 3 cylinders are situated right up there. Here's just a good view of the seed coming out. We got her unloaded, pulled out of the commodity barn over here. We're going to come over here and straighten up. As you can see right here, this is our sweep tarp. This is what we connect this sweep tarp all the way up here at the front. See, the trailer cleaned out pretty dang good. Got a little bit up here up front. But this sweep tarp will connect to these clamps right here, and it rides with the seed out, and it really helps clean out the floor. Some commodities it works better than it does others, but with this one, I know since I flipped it over, it does a lot better job than it does facing the other way for some reason. But but you can see it cleaned out pretty good. If you wanted to, you could sweep this out, but we really don't worry about it unless we're going to load a different type of commodity. Like if I was to leave here and go to Hereford, Texas to load some alfalfa pellets or some corn gluten pellets, then of course we'd sweep it all out and get it clean so we didn't cross-contaminate products. But so I'm gonna hang our sweep tarp up. I'll kind of explain that right quick, see if this thing will stick. I don't think. Thing's got a magnet on it, but everything in here is aluminum, you know. So tell you what, I'm just gonna put you on the ground right there, and we'll hang our sweep tarp back up. That way we ain't got to mess with it at the gym. And just go across here, hook to a clamp, hook to a clamp, 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 clamp. Spread it out like so. When we get back to the gin here in a little bit to load, the first load I'll put on be right up the front, and that seed will fall right down on top of it and put the weight, and that will actually break it loose from the clamps, and it'll be ready to go out whenever we get a full trailer and get ready to unload. So let's go back and get another load and talk a little bit more about this here in a bit. Back at another dairy here over in Plainview, Texas now. Look who we got in front of us here. Oh, Uncle Adam. Pulling that western walking floor. We got a Wilkins on. That full light package has got on the bottom. So we have a little treat right here. We're gonna unload in tandem. First, I got to scale in. He just scaled in. We'll get back there with him and do our deal. We got scaled in, and you gotta check these guys out here. They're building them a heck of a silage pile up here at the dairy. Big John Deere on top up there. That time of year, cutting silage, Everybody's building up on their commodities. Get these cows through the winter. Uncle Adam's right over here, under that shed right there. We're about to pull up to it. See if we can walk this stuff off. Oh, Uncle Adam right there, he's kicking his off. I'm not gonna be able to fold that door back yet. I'm just gonna have to leave that one open right now. Go ahead and engage our floor. That's in the on position. Instead of backing up this time like I did before, we'll just go ahead and kick our PTO on. PTO is kicked on. Get up on here. Adam pushing her out. We're kind of blocked up in the seed right here, so I'm gonna have to pull up a little bit. Truck won't roll on its own. Straighten them tires up. Straighten them tires up. Uncle Adam has the same type of setup we got. This right here is a Western trailer. Different brand than the Wilkins here, but this trailer's pretty nice. It's got 2 rows of 7 lights. It's got the full light package on the bottom. It's a really nice trailer. See, he's about to empty out here. We're getting close. We're getting close too. See how many slats this trailer's got. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. It's got 27. Of them. He got a nice little tarp here at the end that keeps everything clean where your doors can shut good. Yeah, I'll be there. Tell them what's up. We learned how to run a walking floor today. I ain't really gonna teach you. What's up? Pull up a little bit more. We'll be done. Dang near done. Dang near done with it, y'all. Alright, so we got last mounts. I usually fill at the gym when we load it up. I fill up the front, I fill up the middle, and I fill up the back until I can see it. See the seed sticking over the top of the trailer when I load it. Then I go back and put one scoop in between the back mound and the middle mound, and then a scoop in between the front mound and the middle mound. And that usually gets me pretty close to where I need to be on our weight. You can see here our sweep tarp starting to come out right there. So it comes out just a little bit more. I'll go pull up a little bit. That way we can pull it underneath the bumper and it doesn't get buried by the seed. Look up in here and see how well we cleaned out. Cleaning out pretty good. So go up here and pull up a little bit. Make room for the last little bit to come off, and we're gonna call it good. I think I might have miscounted on our slats earlier. Adam's had 27, and they should be multiples of 3. That's why 26 was throwing me up. But let's see: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Now this trailer only has 26, so. But you see, cleaned out pretty good. Guys, that's how the walking floor game is. When I shut it off, I always like to count to 3 coming back. So you hear it, 1, 2, 3. Now it's all going forward. When it gets to the stop point, I close it or turn my valve off. When I turn that valve off, the floor should be pretty close to right at the end of the trailer. We're pretty dang close there. Clean off a little bit of seed here. I'll put my sweep tarp on in the morning. I'm gonna have some time because tomorrow is a Super Tuesday or midterm Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. Either way, we gotta go cast our ballot, do our part to support the democracy. Be able to keep doing fun jobs like this right here every day. Fun jobs like this every day. Pushing a clutch, disengage PTO, release brakes, and ease on out of this place. Kinda got cloudy on us today. It might rain, but we're gonna get on out of this little old dairy here. Go get us some diesel. We're gonna head it toward the house, about 100 miles away. And get ready to do this all over again tomorrow, after we vote. Get educated, make your decisions wisely, y'all.